Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Ingrid Jones and welcome to Bayloric TV Boxing Channel. I thought it was right for me to do this video. I've getting lots of inboxes and people want to know what the truth is behind Tyson Fury, the drug allegations. For those of you who know, or those who don't know, I have interviewed Fury and I've interviewed done a lot of interviews with Peter Fury over the years. So I'm not a jolly come lately. I just started interviewing him the other day. And I sort of like, there's no doubt that I've built a relationship, professional relationship with the Furies, but I need to make this statement and B, clear a few things up before I start. Number one, I do not work for Team Fury. One. Number two, that means I'm not employed by Team Fury. That's two. Three, the views that I'm sharing are the views that are my personal views. Four, that whether you like somebody or you dislike somebody, until the facts are laid on the table, we cannot jump to conclusions. So, and five, the reason why I'm doing this video is to respond to people who've sent me inbox messages and responding to people who asked the question, have you heard any news? So I'm responding to that as well. So here we go. Won't waste any more time. First and foremost, the career of Tyson Fury has been one filled with controversy. Controversy simply because he is a man that will say what he wants to say, when he likes to say it, how he likes to say it. And that's not just since he's become world heavyweight champion. Check the history. Way back from 2013, when I was interviewing Tyson, then he said what he wanted, when he wanted, how he felt. And that's the way he's been from day dot. This is a man who was eating kebabs and turning up and fighting, having fights without doing much training. He admitted this himself in the beginning of his career, and out of shape, and you know, in fights where he's been in knockdown brawls. You've seen it yourself. So now, since Peter Fury has been on board, Tyson Fury has somewhat changed his style in the way he boxes. So you can see that there. Now, the allegation that's been made, and it's an allegation by the Mirror, allegation. Let me clear something up. An allegation is somebody saying that they did something, but in actually saying, here's the evidence, this is what has happened. They're saying we alleged. Now, on the basis of alleged, that's neither saying, well, we're saying it, but we're not hand and heart saying to you, you did it. We're now going to try and prove that you did it. Now, as for Team Fury, for legal reasons, they cannot just spout out from their mouth and say things. So they have to, for legal reasons, they'll have to talk to people. They'll have to talk to the people around them, their legal team, advisors, Frank Warren, and all the people around Team Fury, Hennessy Promotions, Mick Hennessy. Those people are going to have to talk about this because it's a legal matter. So nobody can just come out and say, "Oh, you can't say that." They can't say that. Now, there has been a witch hunt for Tyson Fury from day dot, especially since he became world heavyweight champion. Let's get it clear that Tyson Fury became world heavyweight champion when he defeated Vladimir Klitschko. Whether you like him or you don't like him, for whatever reason, he became world heavyweight champion. He beat the man that was the man, and was the man who was determined, or he was the man that everyone saw was going to destroy Tyson Fury. Okay, we all know that story. The IBF, if you go back and listen to the interview I did with Tyson Fury, he talks about the IBF title when he got stripped of the IBF title. He paid sanctioning fees to the IBF, paid sanctioning fees, which meant that he was able to fight for that title. Not only did he get stripped of that title, but the sanctioning fees that he paid for weren't returned to him. If you don't believe me, go back and check the interview I did with him. So that's the case there. Since then, Tyson's made some statements out. Now, he said what he said. Again, I don't work for Team Fury. Tyson has said what he said. Now, when you say things in this world, you're going to build up people who like you and people who dislike you. And if you're not a yes man, if you're not a man that toes the line, if you're not a man that does as he says, if you're not a man that's going to just follow the book and ask no questions, if you're one of those type of people, that's fine. But if you're like Tyson Fury, you're going to rub a few people up the wrong way. And when you rub a few people up the wrong way, what happens is a backlash. So the backlash has begun. And this drug allegation is the latest one. Now, how I see things in my personal view of things is that there may not be, this is my personal opinion now, there may not be a Klitschko versus Fury 2 if indeed they decide to strip him of his belts. So strip him of his titles and then turn around and say he's a drug cheat. Now, regardless if he is guilty or he's innocent, the fact that they've called him a drug cheat, that will stain and stick to Tyson Fury for the rest of his career. You name me one person in their career that, whether it be boxing, football, rugby, whatever, cycling, the fact that somebody's considered a drug cheat, you don't look at them the same way. Whether it be Roy Jones Jr., whether it be Shane Mosley, whether it be Vander Holyfield, people who've been considered drug cheats, James Toney, great fighters. Whether once you're tarred with that, even in Lance, I think it's Lance Armstrong, the guy who does the cycling. Once you're put in that cycle, once you're called drug cheat, you're a drug cheat, or you possibly could be a drug cheat, there's a question mark over you, regardless if you are innocent or not. And with people, with the amount of hate there is towards Tyson Fury anyway, because of his background, then this is just more fuel for those people that hate him. This is more fuel for them for people that hate him. So, oh, he's a drug cheat. That's excellent. We don't like him anyway. Let's just jump in there. So the media, at most of the times, cannot be trusted. Remember, the media, the people, these newspapers, who is behind them and who's pushing these agendas? Who's pushing these agendas over and over and over again? So before we jump to conclusion, yeah, he did it. He's definitely a drug cheat. You don't know the situation. You don't know the rule. You don't know what's going on. So at this minute in time, what I can tell you for a fact is that it's illegal. It'll end up being a legal matter. And so therefore, Team Fury won't be able to speak out on this. So I'm just letting people know who think maybe, oh, they're not talking about it. This is what's going on. It's probably a legal situation now. It will be a legal matter because they've made an allegation. They put it in a newspaper. Millions of people are reading that newspaper. That is stopping Tyson's ability to make money. It's stopping him working. Okay, so that's where it's at the moment. Now I'm going to try and talk to people who, if there's anyone in the room, I'll address it before I go on any further. So I'm sure there are people in the room who would love to talk about this. White Nationalist says, not watching Italy versus Spain. No, I'm looking forward to the England game. I'm neither Italian nor Spanish. Have you seen Fury out in Nice with the England fans? Yes, I saw that video. I believe Tyson is innocent, says White Nationalist. Leo O'Donnell says, the Mirror wrote an unnecessary piece on Peter's past a few months ago, so they clearly dislike them. This is my point, and we spoke about this as well. No way Tyson's been on PEDs. It's a witch hunt. Simple. Jimmy the Hat. There you go, Jimmy. I agree with you. I don't believe the allegation for 1 second, says J124. I don't know Tyson, but from what I know of the Furies, this allegation goes against everything they're about. I agree. There was no need for what they said about Peter at that time. Exactly. If Anthony Joshua spoke his mind and wasn't a manufactured robot, he would be receiving the same sort of allegations. Well, there we go. Steroids in boxing has become a big subject lately, and some of the people caught are ones that you wouldn't think. Really hope Team Fury are another on the list. Always seem like a proper boxing man. Now, this comes back to a point I said a long time ago, and I've been stressing this point over and over and over again on this station. I keep saying it to you all, and I hope now the bells are starting to ring and people are starting to understand what I'm saying. I said to you, when you've got a situation like PEDs and drug allegations, yes, there are people out there that break the rules. Yes, there are people out there who blatantly break the rules and will do anything that they can to get ahead. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people that are innocent within the sport of boxing that are getting tarred with this. And the powers that be abusing their positions of authority to then make an innocent person guilty. Now, unless you or I are in the room and actually done the testing, you don't know. Even if you go back to Tyson when he was in the dressing room after the Klitschko fight, what did he say? What was he telling you? He said, I didn't want to drink any, I didn't touch anything in here. I'm not touching anything because I don't want to be accused of anything. Now, why would a man say something like that all the way back then? And these are things that people need to start putting together. Put things together and start making sense of it. The idea is if they strip Tyson Fury of all the titles, look, they've already taken the IBF off him and he's paid sanctions fees for it. So if they're prepared to do that, then they have a great opportunity here. They don't know who they are. They have a great opportunity of stripping Tyson of all his belts and suspending him from world boxing. Suspending him from world boxing and Huey, getting both of them out of world boxing. And then what happens? Then, as you saw, Anthony Joshua had a nice ride to the world championship, IBF champion now. If anything, maybe, you know, the sanctioning fees that Tyson paid, well, as Anthony Joshua's got the belt in his hands now. Or before that, Charles Martin. So there's that there. There's that scenario there. Where's the sanctioning fees for that? If Tyson was to be stripped of all the belts, then it's going to be an alphabet. It'll be alphabet soup. It'll be anybody coming up and turn it to the world heavyweight champion. Anybody will become world champion. David Haye will get a world title shot next to nothing before. If Tyson were to get stripped of all those belts, then think about it. The Briggs v. Haye maybe for a world title. I mean, you've got the WBA. What's going on with that situation at the moment with Lucas Brown? He's been stripped. You ask yourself the question, what is going on behind the scenes? Since Tyson's become world heavyweight, and this is another point, I don't believe, this is my own gut feeling, being around the Furies, and the last time I spoke to Tyson, because you saw the interview, the impression I got, personal impression, not what he said to me, the impression I got is that his hands are like this with Klitschko. Until he defeated Klitschko the second time in the rematch, Tyson very much is still being controlled by Klitschko. Now, if that's the case, and he's still being controlled by Klitschko, and you know already, you see yourself, the whole thing with Ringgate and all the rest of that, and the glove gate and shoegate, when you take all this into consideration as well, you don't know what Klitschko's done behind the scenes. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just asking questions. What has Klitschko's camp done behind the scenes? If they can do what they did for the first fight, okay, the fight's away from Germany, it's in the UK now. I don't know, but I certainly know this much. If Klitschko had defeated Fury, there is no way today Anthony Joshua would be IBF heavyweight champion of the world, because they wouldn't have stripped him. Why they want to strip him is because Klitschko has got a good relationship with all the governing bodies. Why? Well, that's the question I'd like to know. And I'm sure you've got questions yourself. So let's keep seeing what people have got to say in the room. Why was it so long for a story to come out again? Last time it was Tepper, about 6 months after David Price. Well, there you go. You ask yourself the questions. What is going on behind closed doors? What is going on with these governing bodies? What is negotiations like? What is happening? These are the questions you need to be asking. These are the questions that, you know, journalists need to be getting on the ground and start doing. This is where the real digging goes. This is where a real journalist or a boxing journalist needs to really be getting in and find out what's really going on behind the scenes. That's what a boxing journalist should be doing, right? Those people who are dedicated full-time journalists, they need to, this is where the boxing media, those people who get their nice passes and sit down and get to see all these fights, now's a story for you to cover. What these drug allegations that are going on, get off your asses and start doing some digging. Find out why this is happening. Find out with the governing bodies, what is the situation? What is the situation? What is when you become world champion, what are the stipulations? When you decide to fight under a certain governing body, what are the stipulations? What are the rules? So there's questions to be asked there. Lots of questions to be asked there. So again, before I finish this. And the other thing you also have to take into consideration, of all that's been going on at the moment with Fury and all that's going on, you also have to remember the IBF heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua, and his team, Matchroom. You know, they're trying to build a brand with Joshua, and you've got, in their eyes, a nuisance in Tyson Fury, who's saying, well, I'm the heavyweight champion of the world, your man's a fake. Well, it's the truth. It's the truth in the sense that he's the undisputed champion, or he's the man to beat because he beat the man. That's how it works. But he's kind of a nuisance to the brand. If Tyson Fury's out of the way, no longer heavyweight champion of the world, stripped to the belt, slipped to one side, then situation you've got now is that Anthony Joshua is numero uno in Britain. I know you're gonna say no, he's not, but as world champion, okay, he'd be the one who had the belt, okay, and that is another. When money, if that sort of money is around, then it's corruptible. That's what I'm saying. And the sport of boxing has been so corrupt that something like this, oh, all the walls will be getting now. I'm telling you. Yeah, so that slips Fury out the way and paves the way to maybe Joshua fighting Wilder. Lots of money on the table there. Fury not in the way. Klitschko, an opportunity for him to regain the titles without even having to fight Tyson Fury. Fury being banned from boxing. For how long would they ban him? These are things that need to also be considered as well. I'm not saying it's going to end up this way. I'm just saying, think about the possibilities. Think about someone who is diabolical enough to think this way. And it's not out of the realm of the impossibility for this to happen. It's quite possible. Gazzo says, Eddie Hearn is corrupt, no doubt. Lee O'Donnell says, most of the media are against Tyson anyway. I doubt they'll be trying to clear him. Lee O'Donnell says, they're trying to add fuel to the fire when Tyson is involved. Okay. So, you know, for what it's worth, I think I saw a video of Tyson jumping up and down with fans in wherever he was, jumping up and down with fans. Now, I don't know. I don't, because I don't know the ins and outs of that video. I just saw that video and I don't know. So he could be jumping up with fans before the injury. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. So I can't comment on that video. People say, well, you know, if he's injured and he's jumping up and down with fans, if he's good enough to jump up and down with fans, he's good enough to box. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs, the time when that video was filmed, as to when, you know, was that done before Tyson was injured, when he was out there? I don't know. I don't know. It could well have been. I don't know. So that's another thing, and I would not like to comment one way or the other about that. So those are my thoughts on that. So if people are asking a question as to why I haven't responded, this is the reason why I haven't responded. And those are all issues. I mean, those are all things that I would like you as boxing fans to consider. Whether you like a man or not, we do know the media, most of the media don't like Fury. We know that, and there's an agenda behind it. And of course, if Anthony Joshua starts speaking out of turn, he'll get it as well. So, and by the way, with British media, you know what happens. You know what happens by now. They celebrate you, and then they try and crucify you. So it's only a matter of time before they crucify Anthony Joshua. Only a matter of time. They tried a little sneaky one already with the whole him and his son. They tried a sneaky one there. But mark my words, it's coming for Anthony Joshua. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe next week, not next week, but it's coming. He might think, I can say all these nice things now, be politically correct and be this and say this and do this and be the good guy. That's fine. They come for everyone. Even the Beckhams of this world, they will come for you. The media have got no sort of loyalty to anyone. Trust me, apart from Rupert Murdoch, they have no loyalty to no one, categorically. And then sometimes that's why it gets me kind of mad and stinking when I try and do certain interviews with certain people, they say, "Oh, I'm only going to go and talk to the bigwigs," and the same bigwigs then turn around and blow them out and write disrespectful things about them. "Oh, the media write disrespectful things about me." Well, okay, you choose to go down that road and talk to those sort of people that have no loyalty to you and have no sort of don't want to put you in your best light. So what can I do about that? But there you go. The media that have been constantly interviewing Tyson Fury do owe the Furious one at least some coverage on this situation. And I think personally, if you're prepared to stick a camera in his face and make money off of it, I think also there should be an opportunity for him to air his grievances or his beliefs on this particular matter. So those are my thoughts on that. Gazzo, stay humble, yo. LOL. AJ deserves a newspaper thrashing just for that. James Robertson, even if they stripped all titles off Tyson, everyone would still recognize him as world champion till someone beats him. Jimmy the Hat. I agree with you, Jimmy the Hat, there. Now, if you go back again and remember what I said and the message I put up to Team Fury, drop the belts and keep the Ring Magazine title and set up your own thing. Set that out. I'm going to be the Ring Magazine champion. Let all these other belts to go to waste, and I'm going to be the Ring Magazine champion. Now think about it. Now, if you dispatched all them all them belts and kept the Ring Magazine title, you know, those less sanctioning fees to pay, and you just get down to business and defend your title, the numero uno, the #1 belt, which everyone recognizes, the Ring Magazine title. Oh, but everyone laughed at me. Ha ha ha! You're funny. You're talking rubbish. Now look at the situation. They're probably going to strip him of the belts anyway. Let's just hope that the legal team get involved and that this is all cleared up. Personally, my personal opinion, if you're going to ask me to put myself on it, I think it's a witch hunt. And I think in the coming days or weeks, I believe that things will get cleared up. That's my personal opinion. Judging by the length of time I've been talking to the Furies, judging by the things they've said, judging by their characters, I really don't think that's the case. But I could be wrong. I'm not there. I don't do the urine samples one way or the other. And for people to jump on the bandwagon and say, yeah, they're definitely cheats. They are. They're suspecting it all the time. Well, if you suspect it all the time, why do you say something about it? So on another good video with Mr. Bashir earlier. Always enjoy his interviews on the show. Thank you very much. I will now be in terms of investigative journalism, as I've said, for legal reasons, I've been unable to really get involved talking to Peter Fury because I guess they can't really comment anything at the moment. But I will be trying to track down Mr. Abel Sanchez, who will probably have plenty to say, the trainer of Gennady Golovkin, who will have plenty to say about the Chris Eubank situation. So this video was entitled Tyson Fury Drug Allegations. I'll leave it there. I think I've said enough. But you who watch boxing, put pressure on those who interview Tyson Fury. Put pressure on those who are always out there, you ready to grab his last word. Get those people to find out what is going on. Pressure them to find out what's going on. Put pressure on them to find out what's going on. I'll be doing what I can to deliver as much of an interview as possible, whenever I'm allowed to, given when Peter Fury gives the permission. I think a situation like this, which becomes legal, may make things a little more difficult, but I will try nonetheless. And if I have any news, you'll be the first to know about it. Take care, people. Unless there's any other questions, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching and thanks for the support. Bye-bye.